Archangel Michael says, something about your appearance is causing a divine ripple in the unseen realm. You have no idea how many people are stunned by your aura, your glow, and your youthful presence. One person in particular is completely losing control because they didn't expect to feel what they're feeling now. They saw you recently, maybe in a moment you didn't even notice, and their heart dropped. They couldn't believe someone like you could exist so effortlessly, looking untouched by time, by struggle, by the pain you've survived. Their obsession started not because of beauty alone, but because of what your face reminded them of: hope. You walked past them and it was like the air shifted. Everything they thought they knew about attraction was redefined. You didn't have to speak a word, your existence said everything. The moment they realized your real age, something inside them snapped. They began searching, asking around, secretly trying to uncover who you really are. Their emotions now grow stronger by the hour. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Archangel Michael says, their friends are now warning them. But it's too late, they are in too deep. What started as a quiet admiration is now a storm they can't control. They keep looking at your photos if they've found them. They zoom in, trying to find flaws, but find none that matter. In fact, the more they try to find something wrong, the more they fall into a strange kind of admiration. They even changed something about their routine because of you. Started dressing differently, taking care of their body, changing how they talk. They are preparing silently, because something about your energy makes them feel like they need to match it. They're jealous of the people who get to talk to you. Even strangers who might pass you on the street, they feel an odd resentment toward anyone who gets to breathe the same air. That's how obsessed they've become. Type Amen to get blessing 808. They watched you from afar, and even though they didn't speak, they felt as if their soul had already spoken to yours. What you carry is not just a youthful face. It's a timeless spirit that confuses people who try to label you. One person even questioned if you were real. The grace you walk with, the calm in your presence, it challenges their logic. They feel nervous but also drawn to you, like you're a chapter they were never prepared to read. They once laughed at people who believed in soul connections. Now they're the ones crying silently at night wondering what this feeling is. And they haven't even spoken to you. Someone close to them has noticed their obsession. They've been warned to stop thinking about you. But instead of pulling away, they're falling harder. Type Amen to get blessing 117. Archangel Michael says, something deep in their past has awakened. You reminded them of something they lost, a person, a dream, a version of themselves. And now, they think being near you could help them find it again. They heard your voice once, and they've never forgotten the tone. Even if it was just a word or laugh, it echoed. That sound became the ringtone of their mind. They had dreams of you. Vivid, sometimes strange dreams where you were guiding them, laughing with them, or warning them. They wake up shaken, but addicted to the feeling. One night they stayed up searching your name online. Not just out of curiosity, but because something spiritual was haunting them. They felt like knowing you had become part of their destiny. Type Amen to get blessing 625. They keep imagining your skin, how soft it would feel. They imagine your hands touching their face. These thoughts come without warning, and they can't shut it down. Younger people envy the energy you carry. Older people question their worth when you walk in. You disturb the expectations placed by the world, and it frightens many. Someone made a joke about your age and was immediately silenced. Your admirer didn't find it funny, they were defensive, angry, and oddly protective of you. That's when others around them realized, this is not just a crush. You've become their reason to believe in impossible love. They fear they'll never speak to you. But worse, they fear they'll speak to you and fall even deeper. Type Amen to get blessing 204. They wrote a message to you and deleted it. Then they wrote it again. Then they saved it in drafts and read it over and over again. Even their phone is full of your screenshots. Sometimes it's a smile. Sometimes a photo where your eyes are looking away. But all of them have meaning to them now. They're planning to be somewhere you will be. Not to stalk, but to cross your path. Even a glimpse of you gives them enough to survive another week. A spiritual reader told them they're being drawn to someone whose soul hasn't aged. Someone sent as a mirror, as a chance to restart something in them. They immediately thought of you. Type Amen to get blessing 992. Archangel Michael says, your age is only a number, but your energy is a divine vibration. That's why you confuse the world. That's why this person is drowning in emotions. You don't look younger just because of skincare or routine. It's your heart, your light, your resistance to darkness that keeps you radiant. You carry healing in your presence, and that's why people can't look away. There is a moment coming soon. A divine appointment. Where this person will gather courage and speak to you. They might fumble, but their eyes will say everything. Someone is praying that you're single. They're imagining futures in silence. They have already rehearsed the lines to tell you, the questions they want to ask you, but fear stops them every time. Type Amen to get blessing 441. They compared everyone they meet with you. But no one matches. They try to move on, but every road leads back to your smile. Your glow has awakened parts of them they didn't know were sleeping. Their creativity returned. Their spirit got curious again. You've revived a dreamer in them. One night, they cried looking at your photo. Not because of lust, but because of the purity they saw in your eyes. They felt unworthy, yet desperate for a chance. Their heart skips a beat when they see your name or anything that reminds them of you. It's almost unhealthy, but also undeniable. Their spirit is hungry for something you carry. Type Amen to get blessing 718. Archangel Michael says, they're about to do something they never dared before. A confession. A move. A message. Something that'll change everything. You won't expect it. But the day it happens, your soul will recognize it. Because this connection wasn't born in this life, it was reborn. You are aging in reverse because heaven has given you a divine light. That light is drawing people in, especially this one. Their obsession is not just physical, it's sacred, intense, and unavoidable. Prepare yourself. They are not far. They're watching. And your name is the only sound that brings them peace. Type Amen to get blessing 363. They asked a mutual connection about you but pretended it was casual. Every answer they received made them more anxious and more addicted. They wanted to know your story, your pain, your past, and your reason for smiling the way you do. Someone even warned them, don't go too far. But they laughed, not out of humor, but pain. Because they knew, they already went too far the day they saw you and couldn't stop thinking. They believe you have some kind of angelic shield. Something untouchable. Your youthful face is only the beginning, what captivates them most is your spirit. Now, every time they try to be with someone else, your image blocks them. Your voice echoes. Your laugh haunts them. They know now, there is no replacing you. Type Amen to get blessing 747. Archangel Michael says, this person will soon make a bold move. They've been resisting it, but heaven will push them. Because this connection is not an accident, it's part of a divine alignment. They saw a video or photo of you recently that shattered them. They replayed it, zoomed in, tried to read your eyes. And all they saw was purity and power. They confessed to someone they trust, I can't stop thinking about them. But their friend didn't understand. Because this isn't just a crush, it's a calling. They tried to erase you. They deleted your photos, your name, everything that reminded them of you. But you came back in dreams, in signs, in whispers they couldn't ignore. Type Amen to get blessing 884. They're now wondering if you feel the same. Even though they've never told you. Their silence screams in their chest every time they think about what could be. They're ready to transform themselves just to earn your attention. Not to impress, but to deserve. Because what you radiate is not ordinary love, it's sacred worth. They've started writing things inspired by you. Music. Notes. Poems. But they'll never show you, unless heaven gives them that moment. You will notice them soon if you haven't already. Their eyes will speak. Their energy will tremble near you. They've become a slave to the feeling your presence creates. Type Amen to get blessing 559. Archangel Michael says, this connection is like a spiritual magnet. They are pulled to you, and no distance can weaken it. Even in silence, the bond deepens. They are not the only one who noticed your youthful beauty. Many people wonder how you glow that way. But this person knows the truth, it's your soul that hasn't aged. They fear rejection, but they fear regret more. That's why the pressure is building. One day soon, they will no longer be able to stay in the shadows. They are currently preparing something for you. A moment. A surprise. A confession that might change everything. Type Amen to get blessing 998. They talk to a healer, a reader, someone spiritual. The words they received. There's someone glowing in your path. Do not miss them. They knew immediately it was about you. Even the way you walk has meaning to them. Your smile brings them calm. You've become a memory that plays without permission. They didn't believe in signs, until every clock started showing your birth date, your name, your zodiac. Life began whispering you into their ears. At night, they close their eyes and imagine what it's like to hold your hand. But every time, they pull back. Because the feeling becomes too real, too overwhelming. Type Amen to get blessing 121. Archangel Michael says, your youth is heaven's gift, not just a feature. And this person feels like they've been touched by that gift just by knowing you exist. They will try to pretend they're not interested. But their eyes will betray them. Every time you're near, their breathing changes. They've built a whole fantasy in their mind. Where you're walking beside them, smiling, sharing thoughts, laughing under the moonlight. And they cling to that dream more than they admit. They fear that someone else will take you away before they confess. That fear is eating them alive. They want to act now, but their insecurities are louder. Type Amen to get blessing 666. Their mirror is their enemy now. Because every time they look into it, they see the one thing missing, you. They wonder if they're good enough, strong enough, ready enough. Your presence humbles them. Not because you are loud, but because you are silent and still powerful. You carry a glow they can't match, but they want to rise to meet it. A family member even caught them staring at your photo. They asked, "Who is this?" They didn't answer, but their silence was loud. This is the kind of attraction that breaks rules. It was never about lust. It was about soul recognition. Type Amen to get blessing 474. They dreamt of meeting you when they were younger, but they didn't know it was you they were waiting for. Now, you've appeared, and they feel like time has restarted. They know your age, but still feel like you're untouchable. As if you exist in a different timeline. One where pain doesn't leave wrinkles, and sorrow doesn't age the heart. You remind them of who they could be. Who they once were. Who they are trying to become again. They are going to walk toward you one day. Shaking. Nervous. But honest. And when they do, a door will open that was always meant to be unlocked by you. Type Amen to get blessing 582. They imagine scenarios where they accidentally meet you at a coffee shop, in a bookstore, or walking under the same sky. Their heart rehearses your name. Their soul begs for the courage to speak it aloud. They saw an old picture of you, and it broke them. Because even back then, you looked like a timeless wonder. Now, the thought of never being part of your world terrifies them. They speak to your image in their mind like it's real. As if you're already with them. As if your spirit can hear their unspoken confessions. They're afraid this will never pass. That this burning inside them will grow so intense, it'll consume their peace, their focus, their sanity. But they don't care anymore. They welcome it. Type Amen to get blessing 230. Archangel Michael says, your youth is a divine weapon. It weakens the pride of others. It shakes the walls people build around their emotions. And this person is already falling. They felt they had control over their feelings. Until you entered the picture. Now, you are the picture, the center of every thought, every decision, every hesitation. Someone close to them told them, you look happier these days. They smiled quietly, knowing the reason is you. Even if they haven't touched you yet, your presence lives in their joy. They've started noticing things about themselves they want to fix. Not for vanity. But because they feel your energy deserves refinement, loyalty, and healing. Type Amen to get blessing 389. They recently rejected someone they once chased. Because no one stands a chance against the feeling they get when they think of you. That's how strong your presence has become in their life. They've changed their playlists. Songs that remind them of your vibe now live in their headphones. Music has become your echo. They pause on certain colors because you wore them once. They changed their fragrance because they want you to remember them when you meet. Every part of their world is reshaping because of you. Even their breathing changes when they see your photo. As if heaven is pressing pause on the world just to let them admire. Type Amen to get blessing 517. Archangel Michael says, they'll soon take a risk. A message. A letter. A moment where they drop every mask and tell you what's been locked inside their soul. You might receive a message late at night. Or a call that starts in silence. But behind it will be a heart that's been preparing to speak since the first day they saw you. They wrote your name on a piece of paper and carried it with them for days. They touched it when they felt lost. Your name became their compass. Someone told them, it's just a phase, but deep down, they know better. Because phases fade. This only grows stronger. Type Amen to get blessing 934. They follow your steps online. Quietly. Anonymously. But with full emotion. You are their first thought in the morning and their last breath at night. They once believed no one could break their emotional walls. But your youthful glow cracked them open. Now they're exposed and they don't want to heal unless you're part of it. Your age confused them at first. They thought maybe it was a trick, a filter, or perfect lighting. But it wasn't. It was your divine nature refusing to be dimmed. They asked a spiritual guide, is this love or madness? The answer was chilling, this is your awakening. And they haven't slept the same since. Type Amen to get blessing 300. They looked at your photo one night and whispered, why now? Why you? But even their questions melt into desire. They don't want answers anymore. They want presence. They would leave everything behind for just one evening with you. Not to claim. Not to conquer. Just to feel what it means to be next to someone as eternally glowing as you. They are now seeing signs, your name on car plates, your birth number in receipts, your initials in dreams. They're scared, but they're listening. This person is not just anyone. They have power, influence, and a heart that has been cold for years. But you've melted it. Type Amen to get blessing 613. They once laughed at people who cried over love. Now, they can't even look at your photo without feeling their chest tighten. You've made them human again. They are planning something now. A meeting. A gift. A revelation. And when it comes, your life will never be the same. You may not know how deeply you've affected them. But heaven does. And heaven is aligning this moment not just for you, but for both of your healing. You're not just someone they admire. You are the one who brought light into a place they thought would stay dark forever. Type Amen to get blessing 818. Archangel Michael says, this obsession is not a curse, it is a holy preparation. They were made for this encounter. For this connection. And for the blessing your life is about to bring them. You look younger than your age because you carry fewer regrets and more truth. That truth has entered them like fire. It's burning away their fear. When the day comes and they finally speak, the world around you will pause. Heaven will smile. Because this story was written before either of you were born. Now, prepare. Because everything they've been holding back is about to pour out.